I am Jari with Thai Moms Go Digital on a journey towards financial freedom through digital marketing, and also on a journey to help as many people as possible start their journey in the online space, because the digital marketing industry is going to be worth billions by 2026 and trillions by 2030. So if you are not in the online space monetizing, right, you spend so many hours online scrolling, why not monetize that scroll? So I am here to tell you that yes, you can. We are so afraid to jump into the unknown and jump into something new. But I am here to tell you that you can absolutely do it. The possibilities in this space are absolutely endless, 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 endless. So I'm here to tell you that you can most certainly do it. Give yourself an opportunity. Thank you, Mia. Thank you for my roses. You can absolutely give yourself a chance. Claudia, good morning. Jump into the unknown and just try it out. And I promise you, Angie, good morning. All you're going to wish is that you started sooner. Yesterday, we started talking about content pillars, right? What content pillars are. Content pillars one-on-one. And today we are going to dive a little deeper into content pillars. And also I brought you the examples that you all requested. So I'm just going to wait a few more minutes for my ladies, so the rest of the ladies to jump on so that I can get this started. Your business is to tap that screen, because I can guarantee you that you are absolutely going to leave this live understanding what content pillars are, especially when I bring up these examples that I have for you. But if you have any questions, please do ask away. And welcome. Welcome. I did not understand what content pillars were till I was probably 7 months into my journey. Okay, when I really decided to take my business serious, right? When I really decided to take my business serious and do research and kind of like just take the time to learn, because a lot of us, we jump into this space and all we want is add the course to our store and resell it. But the reality is that we don't really take the time to learn it. I'm just going to be honest here, because I am also speaking from my experience. When I first started my journey, I wasn't worried about learning, right? I learned the basics, what digital marketing was, but I was just so desperate to make money that I just needed to just talk about that product so that I can resell it. And I wasn't focused on anything else, right? I was just out here reselling a course, shoving a course down people's throats. I wasn't taking the time to educate people, tell them how the product that I was offering was going to actually, help with the pain that they were feeling, right? And it took a while for me to understand that, but once I understood it, I was like, okay, so I can come out here and talk about a mixture of things, not just resell a course. And that's where content pillars come into play, because they are themes and topics, right, that you want your brand to be known for, right? You want people to know, like, okay, Jari is known for this. If I want motivation, I'm going to go to Jari. If I want to learn, I'm going to go to Jari, right? Ash, good morning, Ashley. How's it going? Right? That's what you want, right? So you can most certainly change them periodically if you want to, but it is important for you to test out your content pillars for a good amount of time, right? Until you allow the magic to happen, right? So I'm going to give you an example of what my content pillars are for you to kind of like understand what I'm talking about here. So I have 4 content pillars, right? I have engage, entertain, promote, and educate. So under engage, I am doing quotes, I'm doing affirmations, I'm doing polls, I'm doing Q&As. That's the kind of content that I would do under engage. And I really love using the engage content pillars in my stories, right? Because I want my stories to get engagement as well. Then I have entertainment. Under entertainment, I can do funny memes. Jolie, good morning. Good morning, Jolie. I'll do entertainment, behind the scenes, and I can talk about my story. I can talk about where was I, right? Good morning. Yay. I'm so glad you're here today. I'm talking about where was I before I started. I'll talk about why I started. Cassie, good morning. I can also talk about personal things that I feel comfortable, sharing, whatever that might look like. Maybe that I was struggling. I can talk about anything personal going on in my life that I feel comfortable sharing. And under educational content, I am educating, I am serving, right? These lives that I do, I consider them educational kind of lives because I come out here and I teach. Whatever you're stuck on, I come out here and I teach you. So I see a lot of people are always stuck and have no idea what content pillars are, right? And one of the number one thing that I see people drop in my comments when I'm live is I don't know what kind of content to create. Okay. And I'm like, do you even know what content pillars are? And people are like, no, right? When you have content pillars, you never run out of ideas, okay? You never run out of ideas, right? Because you are constantly switching these topics, right? So that you never run. And all you have to do, right, is tell ChatGPT, hey, these are my content pillars, right? Can you give me, content examples for this for the week to kind of like shift it, switch it up, and that's what it would do. I miss y'all yesterday. I'm at work already and their internet stinks in my office. Oh no. Oh no, no. Not good. But listen in, maybe you can listen in. But yesterday's YouTube was, oh, you watch it? Yes. I'm so glad you got to watch it. Emma, good morning. I was just gonna ask if you got to it. So yes, if anyone missed Content Pillars Part 1, where I went over like the basics, and I'm gonna recap briefly, right, what we went over yesterday, but if you want like the whole thing, is definitely in my YouTube channel. Today is more like I want to show you examples and kind of like go over the mistakes that people make. And again, let me just go back to like my content pillars, right? So under educate, I'm teaching people. Maybe you want to learn how to do the background that I do for my lives. I can do a tutorial on that. I could do how-to videos. I can do trending audios. I'm educating you about the online space, how it's going to be worth billions by 2026 and trillions by 2030. Those are all educational content. You can come out here and educate people also on MRR. Lisa, good morning. On affiliate marketing, PLRs. A lot of people that jump into the online space have no idea what the difference is. And they're going to feel served when you let them know, hey, PLR is private label rights, right? There's restricted PLR and there's unrestricted PLR. Maybe you can educate them how, this online space is shifting from MRR to affiliate marketing because of a lot of scam that was going on. So all these courses are switching to affiliate now so that they can have more control over their course. Okay. So again, a few more minutes and then I'll get started. Okay. But that is what content pillars are. They're just themes that you want your brand to be known for. And last but not least, right? Thank you so much for the follow, Heather. Promotional content, right? If you are somebody, Portia, good morning, that is in the online space reselling a course or reselling your own product, can I just say that promotional is definitely going to be one of your content pillars. Jody, I got a message from TikTok just a minute ago that I'm eligible to monetize, period. Girl, yes, I absolutely love that. Okay, you better take advantage of that. You better take advantage of that. One thing I was thinking about doing, because I've had access to do TikTok shop on this account for the longest, and I didn't want to mix up the accounts, right? But if I am teaching people how to make, multiple income streams, then I can definitely show them digital marketing. And I think I'm just going to start doing TikTok shop on this account as well. But I'll do it very strategic and probably just promote like gadgets that I use, like my tripod, all those things. I'm thinking about doing that, like adding those in and monetize that way, right? Because we need to find a way, right? Bossy Galore, good morning. How's it going? Okay. let's get this started because I know that you guys, Myra, good morning. Welcome back. Get that bag, period. Will you? Yes, I will. So if you can't really hear it, don't worry, Jolie, I got you. Hello, thank you so much for my heart me. Let's get this party started. Again, once again, if you missed Content Pillars Part 1 that I delivered yesterday with lots of love, it is already in my YouTube channel. Give me about 2 hours after this live is done to put part 2, because it does take a little bit to download, right? Once it's downloaded into my camera roll, I'll then go and add it to my YouTube channel. All I need you to do, please, is tap that screen. Tap that screen, okay? Show your girl some love. Let's get this started. Okay, so welcome back to part 2 of our Content Pillars series. Yeah, right? Yesterday we laid the foundation and today we're building from there, okay? So let's be ready. Today, before we get started on part 2, I actually want to recap a little bit of what we covered in part 1, right? So what are content pillars? Content pillars are your main brand topics that guide your content. Think of them like core themes or topics you're going to talk about on repeat, right? Work from home mama, good morning. Right? These are the 3 to 5 main ideas your entire brand is built around. Okay? They're the big categories you always go back to so your audience know what to expect from you. Okay? Tiandra, good morning. So why are content pillars important? Good morning, Maria. Content pillars are important because they give you direction, right? Content pillars are like your GPS. Without them, you're just posting random stuff, hoping it sticks. And we are not going to be throwing spaghettis at the walls. We are very strategic. I noticed yesterday that people are watching your... Girls, you got to be my hype woman today. Because I can't do both. I can't come out here and serve you, right? And Leslie, Tiff, good morning. Good morning, ladies. So you need to hype them up. Jolie, hype them up, right? Right? They keep you consistent, right? Consistency builds trust. Trust builds authority. Authority brings sales, period. Okay, good morning. They make content batching easier, okay? Even ever wanted to just sit down and batch for a week of content but didn't know where to start? Pillars are going to solve that issue for you. The least, pay it forward. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Jolie, for saying that. Leslie, thank you so much for my heart meet. Liz, good morning. So hype them up because I can't do both. Right? They help with engagement. When your content is organized and relevant to your audience, they engage more. Why? Because you're solving their problems, right? Inspiring them and keeping it interesting, all within the same themes, right? So you're going to stay on brands. Ivy, good morning. She was not playing. She said, I'm going to set an alarm to make sure I don't miss this live. Right? They attract the right people. You don't want to go viral, right, for the wrong thing. You want growth and aligns with your offers and your audience. Good morning, babe. Content pillars help you attract the people who will vibe with your message and want to buy from you. Danielle, good morning. And last but not least, right, they build a cohesive brand. You want people to land on your profile and immediately get who you are, what you do, right, and who you help, okay? So your pillars give your brand a heartbeat. It's what keeps your message consistent across TikTok, IG, Threads, YouTube, your storefront, you name it, okay? Why digital marketers need them, right? We're not just posting for fun, right? We're building a long-term brand, right? Not something that is gonna go, up and then that's it, we're done. No, we want longevity here, okay? So digital marketers need their content pillars to do 3 things, right? Build relationships, convert followers into buyers, right? Position your offers as the solution to their pain, their desires, whatever they're struggling with. You're going to be that solution. Whatever you offer, and because you come with the package, you are going to be the solution, okay? Your pillars help you do that without sounding salesy or fake, right? You're not winging it. You're not serving. You're serving, right? You're showing up and stacking value. So how do you identify your content pillars, right? You need to ask yourself, what do you love? What does your audience need, right? And what do you have to offer? Okay, so common mistakes to avoid: being too broad, having too many, choosing trending topics that don't align with your brand, and forgetting to rotate your content pillars. So today, we're going deeper into those mistakes that digital marketers make with their content pillars. We're going to touch on a few other overlooked tips on content pillars, and then I'm giving you real examples by persona. I have persona for working mom, Gen Xers, for caregiver, what else did I say I had? Single mom, stay-at-home mom. I got you. I have examples for multiple personas, okay? So let's start with common content pillars mistakes to avoid, period, okay? Yesterday I touched briefly on this, but let's go deeper, because these mistakes are killing your momentum, right? They're killing your brand too, okay? So number one, being too broad, right? So thank you so much, Leslie, for my roses, right? Self-love is not a content pillar, okay? You need to break it down. Are you talking about body image, confidence, or boundaries? Because self-love could be a lot of things, right? When your content pillars are too general, like lifestyle or motivation, good morning, right? Lifestyle or motivation, you attract everyone and no one at the same time. I say this all the time, right? Let me bring it back for you to understand this, right? Remember when I told you that I was out here speaking to every mom out there? I was speaking to burnt out moms, single moms, divorced moms, stay-at-home moms. So my messaging was not getting across because I was talking to all of them, right? So I thought I was doing them a favor, but in reality is I had to, when you're a small creator, right? When you are just getting started, Angie's, thank you for the follow. You really need to narrow it down. And a lot of big creators tell you, no, don't do that. Thank you so much for my heart, me. A lot of big creators tell you, don't narrow down, don't niche down, da 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 da. I beg to differ. I'm sorry. You know what it is, that it's okay for them to tell you that because they already have a warm market. So whoever they're talking to, they're going to listen because they have the proof. They're making the big dollars. But for us peasants, right, we are not there yet. So we need to really, really, really break it down. And for me, that was a working mom, right? Because I am a working mom. So when I talk directly to my target audience, Leslie, I must be saying something, right? I'm speaking truth, right? So for me, when I write a post that is directed to my working mamas, because, and don't get me wrong, if a single mom or a stay-at-home mom comes to me and wants me to serve her, I will absolutely serve her, right? But when I'm speaking to everyone, I am actually speaking to no one because I am not there yet. So that is what I mean for you, okay? The same thing goes with broad pillars, right? They lack specificity, right? I can't even talk because I'm so excited. So your audience can clearly understand what you help with or who you help, okay? So this makes it hard to build trust and authority. That's a tricky word. You did good. You know, when I get too hyper, I can't even say nothing. I can't even talk, right? So I'm going to give you an example, right? Let's say your pillar is motivation, right? That's super vague. Instead of a digital marketing mentor targeting burnt out working moms, a better version would be mindset for moms in digital marketing. See how I shifted that right there? Now it's clear, right? You're offering motivation through the lens of your niche. Noemi, good morning. Let me take a sip of my water. Please hold. Okay, so now let's go into number 2. Not aligning your content to your offer, okay? If you sell digital products, right, and your content never educates or promotes, it's not going to convert, okay? You're just like literally wasting your time, okay? Your pillars must support your business goals, right? So you're gonna need a promotional pillar there. Remember what I said. If you are out here reselling a product, reselling a course, being an affiliate for a course, or you just create your own thing, you're gonna need that, right? Every content pillar should be intentionally designed to lead back to your products, services, or offers, right? Even when you are storytelling, you are bringing them back to your offer, okay? I have been through this XYZ, and thanks to the business that I started, I was able to just whatever ABC. You know what I mean? Like, you just plug and play there, okay? But for you to understand that it doesn't matter if you're storytelling, it doesn't matter if you're educating, you are always going to go back to that offer, okay? So again, right? It leads, you always need to lead back to your product, services, or offer. If you're posting randomly just to be active online, but it doesn't connect with what you sell, you're building awareness without conversion. Dude, good morning. Shannon, thank you for the follow. Right, so I'm going to give you an example. If you're promoting SWC, the SWC course, right? But your content pillars are all about motherhood hacks or makeup tips, there's no bridge between your content and your offer, okay? Instead, one pillar should be how, thank you so much for my heart, me, how with selling with confidence, you can learn how to build an online business and sell, right? You're going to learn how to build that confidence to sell online, which speaks directly to the transformation the course provides, right? Selling with confidence, okay? They'll teach you how to sell with confidence to get that confidence to sell, okay? Am I making sense here? Okay, just want to make sure. If I need to pause, I'm going too fast, let me know. Number 3, right? Forgetting to rotate your pillars. Thank you, right? If you keep showing up with tips and tips and tips and tips, just educational content, I needed this. Oh my God, I love that, Liz. Okay, so you're in the right place, right? Your audience gets bored when you're just constantly posting the same kind of content, right? So you need to rotate your pillars to keep them engaged. One day you can educate, one day you can entertain, then you can promote. Keep it dynamic, right? That's me, tips and tips. You see what I mean, right? So mix them up, right? And that's why I went over my content pillars at the beginning, right? I said I have 4 content pillars. I have engage, entertain, educate, and promote. So one day you might see me talking about my product, right? So yesterday I had a promotional, I had a talking video, and I am talking about how I created a module inside SWC. So not only am I educating them on, if you want to learn how to build your persona and create compelling content, you need to be inside SWC, right? So I was being strategic there. So I'm telling them what I'm going to teach them, but they need to be inside the course. And I'm also offering them the solution, right? So you want to be strategic. Maybe tomorrow I might teach you I might educate you on something else. Then I might entertain you with Thank you so much, Jolie, for my roses. Thank you. Right? So that is what I mean. You need to rotate your pillars. Okay. Keep it dynamic. Okay. Thank you, Jolie. Thank you. Right? If you only post under 1 or 2 right? Because they're easy or get quick engagement, your audience won't get the full picture of your brand. Julie, good morning. Thank you so much for allowing me to reach my goal. Appreciate you, right? So again, if you just keep it just 1 to 2 pillars, right? And you don't use all your pillars, right? Your audience is not going to get the full picture of who you are or who your brand is, okay? So you risk being seen as one of a dimensional creator and missing opportunities to educate, promote, or entertain in fresh ways. Okay, so this is very important. So let me give you an example of that, because you already know that, because I really need you to understand that I have to bring in the examples. Okay, period. So let's say you only post this is for you. You only post educational tips. So your educational pillar is like, that's all you focus on. Josie, thank you for the follow, right? But you never share promotional posts or engaging posts or storytelling posts or maybe motivational posts. Your audience learns from you but doesn't know what you're selling or who you are, or they are not going to make that personal connection with you because you're just teaching. You're just teaching, right? So this is where you're going to mix it up, right? You need to rotate. So let me give you an example. Monday, you do motivational, right? So that's engage. Wednesday, maybe you do value tips. So that's educational, right? Friday, you can do client testimonial or product spotlight, right? That's promotional. And maybe Sunday you come and you story tell, so you entertain. Okay, that's how you can mix it up. And again, guys, please leverage ChatGPT. You guys need to be leveraging. When I have no inspo, right? When I have no inspo, I go to ChatGPT and I say, hey, bestie, because yes, ChatGPT, her name is Bestie. I'm like, hey, bestie, these are my content pillars, right? My content pillars are engage, entertain, educate, and promote. I need you to give me 30 content ideas, right, in a table format, and I need you to give me the hook. I need you to give me the script, right, for the text on screen for the specific content. I need hashtags, SEO keywords, and captions. So what is ChatGPT going to do? ChatGPT is going to come back and give you a table format, right, of 30 pieces of content, right? And let's just say that you really like one of the content ideas that ChatGPT gave you, right? You can say, hey, I really like content idea number 4, right? Can you make it into a talking script for me so that I can do a talking video? I want the hook to be scroll stopping, because remember that people only have an attention span of 3 seconds, right? So you want to make sure that hook, if you're doing a talking video, it's going to stop that scroll, okay? So then ChatGPT, besides that table format that you're going to have, ChatGPT is also going to give you, right, that script, that talking script. And it's even going to let you know, like, if you should be acting funny, if you should, like, come walking from somewhere, if you should have any visuals, like, it will break it down to you to the 9th degree, okay? So, again, if you are not leveraging ChatGPT, then I don't know what you're doing. ChatGPT should be your virtual assistant, okay? If I hear you guys talking about, I don't know what kind of content to create after I am teaching you content pillars, it's beef on site. I'm sorry, but it's beef on site. Okay, let me just take a sip of my water. Please hold. Thank you for tapping that screen. Okay, so, right, let's go to number 4, right? Do you ever use a teleprompter? Because I can't remember a script to save my life. So before, right, I did Ivy, because I wanted to be very well put together. I used to use a teleprompter at the beginning of my journey, right, when I used to do talking videos. But I want people to see me as the hot mess mama that I am. So, and now it's like, if I mess up a couple of times, good morning, Cass. If I mess up a couple of times in the video, I might edit 1 or 2, but I prefer to just leave it. You know what I mean? Like, it's okay to mess up, right? We don't have to be perfect. And I just feel like people connect more with you when you are just raw and authentic. Okay, but yes, I did used to do teleprompters before. And hey, if I want to educate on something and I want to make sure, I don't do very a lot of like talking videos anymore like I should. I keep telling myself I should. But if I am going to do a talking video that I want to educate you on something, I might use the teleprompter to make sure I get everything in. If that makes sense. Like, I want to make sure I don't leave no crumbs behind. Okay. So in that case, I will probably use it. right? And I'm still gonna mess up. Even using a teleprompter, I'm gonna mess up. Sometimes we focus too much on being perfect, right? That we just end up doing nothing. And we're not gonna go for perfection here. We're gonna go for serving, right? At the end of the day, what are we trying to do with this video? Are we trying to serve, right? So at the end of the day, just do it. Just go for it. If it feels more comfortable for you to use a teleprompter, please do it. Please do it. Annette, good morning. Right? So number 4, not checking your analytics. Sometimes we think a certain pillar is performing, right? But your numbers say otherwise, right? So let your content tell you what your audience wants more of. Okay, I don't know what it is. I'm gonna give you a perfect example of that. Thank you for my heart, me. I don't know what it is, but IG guys, and you know, I tell you exactly how it is. If you guys follow me on IG, okay, all my Starbucks videos go viral. Okay, like Starbucks should be, they need to give me like a brand ambassador, something. They need to sponsor me. Because all my videos for Starbucks, if I have a Starbucks cup, if I'm at Starbucks, whatever it is, those freaking videos, I don't know what it is, they go viral. So for me, right, because those videos work, I try to throw them in there at least once a week, right? Because IG can be bougie. Yes, yes. But not for nothing, Ivy, those videos also get a lot of hate. Like, it's crazy. Like at one point, like, they were getting so many bad comments, right? That I'm like, I don't want to post any more Starbucks videos because I was letting these strangers, right? Like, get a little, I was like, well, you know what? Like, Starbucks makes me happy. My local Starbucks treat me like family. So I honestly don't care what you have to say, right? I am going to continue getting my coffee. If that's the coffee that I like, you're not going to tell me. Like, I was allowing strangers to really mess with my mind. Like, I kid you not. I was like, I don't want to post any more Starbucks video. And then I was like, you know what? No, I don't know you. I don't know you. Don't tell me what to do. Okay. But anyways, back to it, right? But that is the people hate. They do. And it's awful. Like, it doesn't hurt to be nice, right? If Starbucks brings me a little bit of joy in my life, like, why do I need to stop getting it? I don't get it, right? So again, the point of this is to say that because those videos always, like, I can guarantee you, if I want a video to go viral, all I have to do is go to my nearest Starbucks or just use one of the videos that I already have in my camera roll and just post it, and I can guarantee you that it's going to go viral. That is what I mean by doing more of what works, right? But I also don't want my Starbucks videos to be the focus, right? Because it's just like, that's not my focus. My focus is to educate you and get you comfortable enough to start your journey. You know what I mean? So I'm also very strategic when it comes to that, right? So, right, your content pillars aren't just a strategy you set and forget. Your audience tells you what's working through likes, comments, shares, saves, links, clicks, whatever it is. If you're not checking your analytics, right, you might be wasting time on content no one engages with. Okay. When your content is not performing well, I always tell you, give yourself some grace, right? It could be the hook. It could be the caption. It could be that you were not clear. It could be that you have too much going on the screen. You always need to go back to the drawing board and analyze. And when a video performs well, analyze it. What did you say, right? And then try to maybe recreate something similar and see if that's what people want to see. I don't know what it is, but the engagement on my reels on TikTok has been like low. Am I torturing myself because of that? Absolutely not, because I know that I am delivering value with every piece of content, right? And I'm part of Evolution. It's like the TikTok course community, and they were saying the same thing, that TikTok is adding apparently a bunch of changes in the back end. So that's why, like, your views, like if your views are going down on TikTok, this is normal because of all the changes they're getting ready to bring. And I was like, and I noticed, I was like, why are my videos like in the 200s when I was getting like thousands of views? I was like, but just if you guys are, going through the same, it's okay. Okay. If you know you are providing value, you're good. Cassie, thank you for my Harmony. That's what I have to do because my reels aren't working. You need to analyze. And I can tell you, if you want people to stop, your hook, listen, guys, I know what I'm talking about when it comes to hooks. Okay. I am called the hook queen in IG for a reason, okay? I am called the hook queen for a reason. So again, let me give you an example of this. Let's say your educate pillar posts on IG are constantly getting 100 views, right? Thank you, Josie, right? While your entertain reels with relatable mom humor gets 3,000 views and 10 shares. That's a sign that you need to be doing more content under entertain while tweaking, right, the approach for educational, right? It doesn't mean that you're going to completely remove educational content. No, it just means that you need to probably re-strategize, but you need to keep that pillar, okay? I hope that makes sense, right? So now let's go to number 5, sticking to pillars that no longer fit your growth, okay? It's okay to pivot, okay? You evolve. Your brand evolves. Don't be scared to shift pillars that no longer feel aligned. But I don't want you after a week to say, this doesn't work, I'm going to change it. Guys, I tell you to please give yourself grace. Give yourself a couple, 3 weeks at minimum, okay? I would say more like a month, but 3 weeks at minimum before you try to switch. It drives me insane. It drives me absolutely insane when I see people, I tried this for a week, it doesn't work, and I'm going to change it. Girl, what? A week? Like, no strategy is going to work in a week. Thank you for sharing, Josie, right? So please be mindful. As you grow in business, your content pillars should evolve too. What resonated with your audience when you first started might not be aligned with where your brand is today. Okay? Clinging to outdated pillars can stunt your growth and confuse your audience. I'm going to give you a quick example of this. I am thinking of adding the motivational, right, content pillar to so I'm going to go from having 4 content pillars to 5, right? Because I just feel that when I go live, I give people that sense of, like motivation, I just like empower them to, go, get comfortable with the uncomfortable. So I am thinking about I'm thinking about it. I haven't added it yet. I am thinking about it, right? Because a lot of people just come to my live and say, like, you just inspire me, you just motivate me. So that is, people are telling me what they want to see from me. Okay, so it is a no-brainer for me to add it, right? So again, you either need to shift, pivot, or see what works, or add from there, right? I tell you, minimum, you need 3 pillars, okay? And I've seen people even have 6. Okay, or between 3 and 5. My perfect number is 4. But again, I'm thinking about adding that pillar. I'm gonna test it out and see how that goes. Okay, let me give you an example. You started out sharing beginner tech tips, right? Because you were new to the digital marketing space yourself, so you're actually bringing them on the journey, but also teaching them. So it's like you guys are doing the work together. Now you've built a 6-figure brand, helping others launch courses, do their own things. It's time to shift, right? That pillar to something like course creation strategy or marketing system for the digital products, right? We're not going to do beginner tips anymore, right? Because now you have built a 6-figure business, claiming it for all of us, period, claiming it, right? Now we need to go from beginner, right, to course creation strategy or marketing systems that work, right? So that's what I mean. It is important for you to pivot, okay? Now, let's go over other important aspects of content pillars that people just disregard, okay? Let's also touch on a few things that it's not talked about enough, right? Your tone and your story matters, okay? Like storytelling, I tell you, is very powerful, right? 2 people can have the same pillars, but how you show up within them is what sets you apart, okay? Don't overthink being perfect, okay? Done is better than perfect, and I say this all the time. You need to start posting, then refine. You'll get better by doing, right? Not planning endlessly, okay? So stop being stuck. Stop thinking. Stop just trying things to be perfect, right? Remember what I say all the time, that when you guys, try for it to be perfect, you are actually affecting yourself because you are remaining paralyzed, right? So let's forget about being perfect, right? And let's just do it. Even if it's messy, just do it. And then we build from there, okay? Use your pillars in your bio, captions, highlights, whatever it is. Let people know what you talk about from the jump. That's how they binge your content and hit follow, okay? That's me in constant planning mode. No, be very strategic. Hello, love, good morning. How's it going? It's been a while. It's been a while, babe. Right? Let me give you, okay, let's break it down a little bit more. Let's break it down a little bit more, right? Choosing too many pillars, mistake. The big mistake here, having 7, 8, or 10 pillars, that's insane. This is like a hot mess right now, okay? Why is it a problem, right? You end up spreading yourself too thin and confusing your audience. If every post is on a new topic, people won't remember what you're talking about. People are they're gonna be like, this girl is all over the place. Like, I don't even know what she even offers, okay? So what are you gonna do instead? You're going to stick again to 3 to 5 solid pillars max. Okay, these should connect to your brands and your offers. Okay, so example, let's say you're a digital marketing coach and your posts range from cooking, fitness, astrology, relationships, parenting. Thank you so much, Angel, for my heart, me, productivity. That's too much, right? Narrow it to digital business tips, right? Mom life, mindset, and promotional. Your offer. I told you, everyone in the digital marketing space reselling a course is going to have a promotional pillar in there, okay? Number 2, picking trending topics instead of aligned ones, okay? The big mistake here, jumping on trending topics just for your reach when you're not even in alignment with. Why is this a problem? You might get views, but you won't get followers who stick or sales, right? Because that doesn't actually, your persona, remember, everything we do is for our target audience. They are not in alignment with that. You're not in alignment with that. So why would you even jump on the trend? I tell you guys all the time, if you are not in alignment with it, don't jump on it just because it's trending. Okay? Period, Jolie, period. So what are you going to do instead? Ask yourself, does this topic attract the people I want to serve? If not, hard pass. Skip it. Next. On to the next one. Okay? Tip here. Trends are fine, but wrap them around your existing pillars. Make the trend work for you, not the other way around. Okay? Because again, if it does not align with your target audience, you're not doing yourself a favor here. Okay. Number 3, making your pillars too vague or broad. Okay. The big mistake here, choosing general terms like wellness, lifestyle, or inspiration. Why is this a problem, right? These categories mean different things to different people. They don't give your audience a clear idea of what to expect under that pillar, right? So what are you going to do instead? You're going to be more specific. You're going to break it down, right? So that they have an idea. So instead of saying wellness, you can try hormone health for moms, nutrition for busy Gen Xers, right? Mental resets during burnout, right? Right there, you are really breaking it down on I get it that the fact that you focus on wellness, but this is exactly the part of wellness that you focus on, that you are an expert in, okay? If you are breaking it down to the T, it's because you know everything about mental resets during burnout, okay? Hola Lisa, buenos días. Right? Number 4, not aligning pillars with your product or services. The mistake here, talking about everything except what you actually offer. Okay, what is the problem here? Your content won't lead to conversions. People will love your vibe but won't know what you do, right? You always need to bring it back to that offer. So what are you going to do instead? You need to make sure that every pillar supports your brand goal, right? And what is your brand goal? To eventually get them to work with you. Whether that's through storytelling, whether that's through educational content, whether that's you entertaining them. The point here is that you want them to convert into a client, period. Thank you, Josie, for I know I'm dropping the gems. I'm dropping the gems, right? So I'm going to give you an example. If you sell a digital marketing course, you should be educating, engaging, and promoting within that space, okay? And number 5, forgetting to evolve your pillars as you grow. Mistake here, sticking to outdated pillars because that's what I started with. No, right? Why is this a problem? Your content will feel stale or off brand. Okay, so what are you going to do instead? You're going to check in quarterly. Ask yourself, are these still aligned with who I am, with what I offer and who I help? Okay, ask yourself those questions, right? Example, if you started with fitness content, but now you're building a business brand, it's time to pivot your pillars, okay? Number 6, right? Not rotating through your pillars again consistently. Posting too much under one specific pillar, right? And forgetting about the other ones. You need to create you're actually creating content fatigue for your audience, right? Your audience is gonna get bored. They're gonna be like, no, it's time to like go find somebody else because Jadi is like, she's a hot mess. I'm tired of her. Like, it's the same. Every time I go to her, it's the same thing, right? We don't want that. So how are you going to avoid this? By rotate intentionally. Again, like I said earlier, educate one day, entertain the other, promote, story tell, mindset, whatever it is, right? So now let's get free strategies on deck. Let's go, period. Now, Melina, good morning. Now let's go over examples by persona, okay? And we are going to start with I'm going to tell you the persona, the pillars, and what kind of content, and I'm just going to give you a content idea under each, okay? So keep tapping that screen. Please wait, please hold. I need to take a sip of my water here. So let's start with persona. Jolie, good morning. Let's start with persona with a burnt out working mom. Avi, that's me right there, right? So the pillars are going to be engage. I missed you too. The pillars are going to be engage, entertain, educate, and promote, right? So under engage, I could do what's the hardest part about juggling work and family. Drop in the comments. I'm reading all of them, right? That's right engagement, right? I want them responding. I want them, answering the question, right? Get them to engage, right? Get the ball rolling, right? Another example could be if you could get 1 hour to yourself every day, how would you spend it? Right? That could be engagement kind of content. Gwen, good morning. And then we have entertain. Point of view. When you clock out of work just to clock in at home, period. If that wasn't accurate to the T, okay? And then you could do a meme. When your lunch break is folding laundry and crying in the car. Okay? Thank you for my heart, me, Gwen. Right? Let's go to educate. 3 ways digital marketers gave me back my time as a mom, right? Digital marketing, right? And then signs you're burnt out and how online income can help shift that, okay? And last but not least, we have promote. I created this digital marketing course for moms like you who need more time, money, and freedom. If I am just scrolling on the For You page and I am a burnt out mom and I see a text on screen like this, I'm going to be like, shut the front door. Is she talking to me? Right? I'm me. And I'm going to go read, right? Because I'm a burnt out mom, right? That needs more time, more money, and more freedom. Okay? You see the power here? And then we have, you don't have to wait for permission to change your life. Learn how I started here. Good morning, Jen, right? That simple, okay? Now, let's go to persona number 2. Empty nester. I don't know if Lucinda's here, but I specifically did this one because Lucinda requested it. Empty nester caring for elderly parents. I'm burnt out every day. We burnt out every day, period. But we doing something about it, Gwen. We doing something about it, okay? And that's what matters. We were the brave ones that took action, okay? So the pillars for this persona would be support, right? Would be educate, would be empower, and would be promote. So on the support, right, this you could do text on screen and say caring for your parents is love, but it's also exhausting. You're not alone. If I am, Jay, good morning. If I am a caregiver to my parents and I'm just burnt out trying to start a business, right? Or just burnt out and just scrolling online and I see that, I am going to listen to I'm going to go read what she's talking about. Okay. Good morning, babe. Right? So another example would look like, let's normalize talking about how hard this season can be, right? People are nosy as fuck. Vanessa, good morning. If you listen, people are nosy, right? They just you know what I mean? So what are they gonna do if I just, something like this, let's normalize talking about how hard this season can be. I want to know, why is this season hard? Why? What's making it so hard for you? So what do you think I'm gonna go do? I'm gonna go read. I'm gonna go read. Period. Okay. Again, guys, the power of the hooks. The power of the hooks. Okay. So now let's go with the educational content for empty nesters caring for elderly parents. I'm burnt out all the time. I get you. I get you, love. Me too. Right? So how to create passive income streams while managing caregiving responsibilities, right? Right there, you are targeting, right? You are targeting your persona, right? But you're also educating them, letting them know that there's a way out. There's a way out, right? Another example would be simple business models that work for people with limited time. Like, no excuses. I got you. Okay. Now let's go with empowerment, right? You spent your life supporting others. It's time to build something for you, right? I'm going to feel, if I'm going through the same thing she's going through, I'm going to feel that to the core, right? And another one could be, it's not selfish to want financial peace. You deserve it, okay? Now, last but not least, for my empty nesters caring for elderly, we have promote, right? So it could be, my digital course is built for caregivers looking to reclaim their time. DM me info to get the link, or DM me ready if you want more information about the course, right? And another one is, what if building a business didn't mean leaving your loved ones behind? Okay, drop an emoji in the comments if you felt this, or drop an emoji, drop a ready if you want more information, or drop a I'm in if you're ready to just reclaim that. You know what I mean? That's what I mean by that. Okay, now let's go with the empty nester seeking freedom. Okay, empty nester. I think Tiff, that was you, right? Empty nester seeking freedom. So pillars are going to be inspire, educate, lifestyle, or that might be, okay, and you too, okay, and promote, okay? So inspire. I have 2 examples under each, right? You're never too old to start fresh. In fact, now is the perfect time, right? I got you an extra too. I got you an extra. Don't worry. I got you, right? And then another one could be, freedom isn't just for the young, it's for the brave. Okay? It's for the brave. Now, under educational, you can do digital income streams. You can start in your 40s, 50s, and 60s. Okay? And then you can do how to build a brand with purpose, even if tech overwhelms you. Okay, so they're probably thinking, well, I'm not a techie person. Right there, you're letting them know that's not going to be a problem. Okay, that's not going to be a problem. Period. We got to 20K. Feeling the love today, and I think we could get to I have 20 minutes left. I think we could get to 30K with the amount of value that I am giving. But you guys, I don't know. You guys prove me right now. You guys can prove me that yes, we can, right? Then we have lifestyle, right? My days used to be filled with errands and noise. Now I create content from my porch with coffee in hand. Lots of value, period. I got you, babe. I got you, right? And another one could be, this is what freedom looks like. Slow mornings, no boss, full peace, period. Okay, thank you for my rose, right? And last but not least, we have promote, right? My starter course walks you through how I started earning online with no tech skills. Let me show you how. Thank you for my heart, me. And then we have your second chapter can be your best one. Click here to learn more. Okay. Now, thank you so much for my rules. Now let's go with the 9 to 5 worker. A lot of us are going to feel this one, especially me, because I'm a 9 to 5 worker, okay? I am a 9 to 5 worker. I'm talking to doctors and patients and tapping away. You're multitasking, period, right? Now let's go to the 9 to 5 worker, okay? The pillars, your pillars can look like this: relatable, educational, motivational, and promote, right? So for relatable, it could be that moment when your coworker asks you to stay late real quick. What? Girl, bye, right? And then corporate job, right? Where your PTO gets denied, but your overtime doesn't. Listen, if you're a 9 to 5 worker, you're gonna feel this one, okay? You're gonna feel any of these that I just said, right? Then under educational content, 5 side hustles you can start while working full time. And another one can be, Gina, buenos dias. It could be how I made my first 1K online before work using just my phone. Okay, let me just 1 second, guys. I just need to take a sip of my water. 1 second. Now, for motivational, right? It could be like, you're not lazy. You're just burnt out from building someone else's dream. Right? You could just keep it that simple, right? You could just keep it that simple, right? Because I want you to keep it that simple, because I want them to go down to the caption and read, right? How we are done building someone else's dream. We are done building. We are going to build our own dreams now. We're going to be our own. That one hurt. I got you. I want you guys to feel this. Because when you feel it, you get motivated to take action. Okay. And then another one, right? Another one could be, you can want more and still be grateful. Both can exist, period. Okay. And then for promote, you can start your exit plan today with my beginner friendly digital marketing course, DM freedom to learn more. And another one could look like, this course was made for people stuck in the 9 to 5 cycle and ready for options. Okay. That's simple, right? Gwen, your turn. Gwen, I got you, right? Realtors seeking financial freedom. I told you guys, thank you for my finger heart. I told you guys I got you, right? For Gwen, okay? Your pillars can look like authority, lifestyle, mindset, and promote. Listen in, okay? And guys, don't worry about writing things down. I'm gonna add this live to my YouTube channel, so you can always go back, right? Pause it, write it down if it applies to you, if it made sense, if you felt something. Don't worry, I got you. So for authority, right? You can I help other realtors build passive income so they don't have to rely on closings alone. Okay. If you are a realtor and you're just stressed because the economy, right? You're not getting any closings because how bad the economy is, right? It's hard to sell a house nowadays. You're gonna be like, you know what? If I could do this on the side, right? And I can make passive income on the side and not just wait around that, oh my God, what if I don't make any closings? How am I going to pay my bills? You know for a fact you're going to feel this. Thank you so much for the follow. You know for a fact you're going to feel this, okay? And another one could be, you don't need to be in hustle mode 24/7 to win. Okay, I'm going to feel compelled. I want to know why. I don't like how I don't have to be in hustle mode 24/7. Okay. Am I preaching or am I not preaching right now? Rose, thank you for the love, right? So let's go now to lifestyle, right? Thank you for the follow. I know y'all be tapping to all those mic drops, period, with the T at the end. Okay, so for lifestyle, you can say being your own boss should feel like freedom, not burnout, right? And then it could be, I built a second stream of income without giving up real estate. Here's how. So you can show them that they could do both, right? You can definitely teach them that if they have a lot of passion for being a real estate agent, they can most certainly do both, right? But the reality is that, sometimes being a realtor, if you're not like an amazing realtor, or if you're not in an area that houses are constantly selling, you can't just rely on your realtor income. And we have to be honest with that, right? So right there, you're showing them that they could do both, right? If you're sitting around waiting for a closing, guess what? You can do this and start generating income, through this side hustle. So like that, when you're not getting any closing, at least you're still making money. You're still bringing money in, okay? Under mindset, right? You can do scarcity says, this market is too slow. Abundance says, what else can I build? What else can I build? Okay. And then another one could be, thank you so much for my popular. You're gonna be popular. I had to, guys. I had to. Thank you. Right. And the other one could be, you have the skills. Now let's monetize them in a new way. Thank you so much for the follow. Right. Girl, don't get me started. I was about to go get my mic. This is very helpful. Of course, babe, I got you, right? And last but not least, Gwen, we have the promote, right? You can start with, I coach realtors on building digital income streams. One in, less chat. Keep it that simple. Keep it that simple, right? And another one could be, my blueprints help me add 1K a month outside of real estate. Grab it here, right? And I'm not telling you to do this now, right? Oh, hold on. It's asking me to verify which of these objects is worn on the head. Oh, I see the hat. One hat's here. I don't see anything else. Oh, okay, perfect. I got it right this time. Okay. So again, right, you don't have to say that now if you haven't made any money. I'm just giving you ideas, right? You can also say, my blueprints help me just start an online business, right? It could be your freebie, and you can offer them your freebie, right? And if they feel comfortable, right? That's why having a freebie is very important, a lead magnet. You want to give them enough information, but not too much. Enough valuable information, okay? Roxanne, good morning. I'm doing good, here motivating you guys to show up for me and me show up for you, right? So we have 3 more examples left. We have single mom, stay-at-home mom, and we have the Gen Xers, okay? So let's go with single mama now. Thank you, Gina, for my roses, right? Okay, so for a single mom, your pillars can look like empower, educate, real talk, and promote, okay? So under empower, you can say you're doing an amazing job, even when it feels like you're barely holding it together, okay? Then you can do, your child is watching you chase better. That's powerful. Okay, that's simple. This could be point of view. This could be text on screen. This could be a B-roll. And everything I'm giving you could be the hook that you can use, guys. Okay, a powerful hook. And then you have to break it down in the captions. Okay. For educate, you can do how digital marketing gave me income and time with my kids, right? And another one can be 3 reasons why single moms make powerful and entrepreneurs. Okay, thank you, Gwen, for my goats, right? For real talk, you can say, some days I cry, some days I conquer. Both are parts of the process. Okay. And then another example could be, you don't need a partner to build an empire. You need a plan. Wow. I felt that one. I felt that one to the core. Okay. I felt that one. Let me repeat that one. You don't need a partner to build an empire. You need a plan, and you need yourself. Remember how I say you need to be your biggest cheerleader, right? Even when people are not there cheering for you, you cheer for yourself. I hype myself up to the max degree. Okay. I be like clapping for myself. I'd be like, girl, you did that. Okay. You know what I mean? Hype yourself up. It doesn't matter how small the win is. And remember, not every win has to be monetary for it to be a win. Okay. Promote, right? I built my digital business from my kitchen table. This course can help you start too. Okay. Another example, you deserve ease, income, and options. The starter kit is in my bio, right? And if they're a single mom that ran across your page and they are ready for ease, income, and options and be more present for their kids, they're going to go grab your kit. Okay? Now let's move along. Let's go to the stay-at-home mamas, okay? Because this one is a lot. 1 second. Let me just take a sip of my water. Please hold. Because guys, I forget to breathe sometimes. Hold on. Let me just reset this. Perfect. All set, Gina. Okay, so stay-at-home mom. Your pillars can look like engage, entertain, just like mine, educate, and promote, okay? So for engage, you can say stay-at-home moms. Thank you, Gina, for my heart puff. Stay-at-home moms. What's something you wish people understood? Thank you so much for my heart puffs, right? Let me just repeat that again. I'm sorry. Stay-at-home. What's something you wish people understood about your day-to-day? Question mark, right? That could be your hook, right? And another one, be honest. When was the last time you did something just for you? Question mark. Again, that's a hook right there. I'm giving you hooks, guys, right? And under entertainment, you can do point of view. You clean the whole house and the kids destroy it in 7 minutes later. Okay. Another example could be meme, right? You go find a meme that is trending, and in the meme, you're going to use the meme and you're going to put these texts on top of the meme, right? This isn't the stay-at-home mom life I picture when I quit my job. Where's the spa? Right? That's going to be funny, right? But that's going to be relatable, right? That's going to be relatable because another mom, stay-at-home mom, knows the struggle, right? Of being a stay-at-home mom, because all you're doing is taking care of your kids all day long and cleaning the house and doing chores and whatever, right? Thank you, Ben, for my heart puff. Under educational content, you can say 3 ways stay-at-home moms can start making money online during nap time. Okay, so while the kids are napping, I am working on my business. Okay, another one could be no experience, no problem. Here's how I started my digital marketing business while managing tantrums and laundry. Okay, Isma, good morning. And last but not least, right, for promote, I can say, if you're ready to turn motherhood into a mission and a money maker, check out my course designed just for stay-at-home moms. Lupi, thank you for the follow, right? Another one could be, you're already doing the impossible every day. Let me help you build a business on top of that without the overwhelm, okay? And like I said, they're going to feel it. That's why these are all powerful hooks that are going to stop the scroll. I made sure I picked really good ones, okay? Now, last but not least, Gen Xers. Where are my Gen Xers, right? Pillars for you can look like empower, educate, lifestyle, and promote. Again, guys, you don't have to use these pillars. I just want to give you examples. And hey, if you want to run with these, go for it, because I don't want any more excuses. I want action. I want you to come, Daddy. Thank you so much. I'm using these pillars. My account is finally getting the engagement. I'm building connections. That's what I want to hear. Okay. That's why I come out here and I give you all, I leave no crumbs behind when I bring a topic to the table, period. Okay. Of course, babe. I do it with love, right? So again, Gen Xer, Tiff, this is for you. Pillars: empower, educate, lifestyle, and promote, right? Under empower, you can do, you're not too old to learn something new, right? You're just too valuable to stay stuck, right? So no longer are we staying stuck, right? We are brave. So we are going to just get started and get it done, okay? So another example could be, the second half of your life can be the most powerful chapter yet. Okay, we're going to go write that book. We're going to go write that chapter, okay? What is it? What does that look like for you, okay? So under educate, you can do, digital marketing doesn't belong to Gen Z, right? Here's how Gen X is quietly taking over online spaces. and drop it in the captions. Why? What is it? Okay. And then another example could be, you don't need tech skills to start, just a willingness to learn. Here's where to begin, and give them the blueprint. It could be that you're gonna tell them, go grab my freebie, or if they ask you, how can I start? Show them the way. Show them the way. And guys, let's just say that when somebody is interested in what you have to offer, please do not offer them the course right away. Tell them, what questions do you have? Why do you want to start that? Brainstorm with them, okay? You can start with my freebie, right? Go grab my freebie, and then if you have any questions, come back, and I'll be more than happy to expand on anything that did not make sense for me. When you drop that value right there and show them that you are willing to serve them, they're gonna be like, okay, this girl's not trying to take my money. Okay, I like her already. If you guys know me, you know that is how I have been able to turn you guys into clients, right? Because I don't do it strategically. I serve you. I take the time to build that trust with you before I tell you this is what you need. Jolie, you already knew when you came to me, right? You're like, I'm scared. I already have these courses, right? I served you. Right? On my live, right? And then something struck in you, right? You resonated with me and you hopped on, right? But then we jumped into a call and I broke it down even more for you, right? Thank you, Ash. Thank you, right? So now, right, another one could be like, you don't need tech skills to start, just a willingness to learn. Here's where to begin. And again, show them the blueprint, right? On their lifestyle, right, you can say, I went from corporate chaos to morning walks and laptop income. Right? This is the freedom I was chasing. Okay. And another example could be like Gen X, right? We survived payphones, dial-up, and AOL, right? Starting an online business is not the hardest thing we've done, right? So if you guys were able to handle all of that, you can absolutely handle everything else, right? Thank you for my finger heart, Gwen, right? And last but not least, right, we have promote, right? We all have to have promote. I said it, right? So example one could be, I created a course with Gen X in mind. Simple, step-by-step, and built for people who didn't grow with smartphones, okay? Speaking of goals, let's get Jody to this. I don't think that would be possible. Gina, I can only stay on 10 more minutes because I do have to go in the office. So by 8:10, I do need to jump off. But hey, if you guys get it done, I do appreciate you guys. I mean, I can't believe I think this is the first time we're going to get to 40K, and I am going to celebrate that. Okay? But I appreciate you. I feel like I've been preaching all day since I jumped on. So thank you guys, right? And last but not least, right? We have ready to break free from the burnout. This guide is your roadmap to digital income on your terms. Period. Okay. So again, right, let me just quickly recap everything that we went over, right? We went over why content pillars, right? What are content pillars? Why they're so important, right? Remember, content pillars are your GPS for your brands, okay? We went over common content pillar mistakes to avoid. Being too broad, right? Not aligning your content to your offer. Forgetting to rotate your pillars. Not checking your analytics. And sticking to pillars that no longer fit your growth, right? Other important aspects, right? We spoke about storytelling matters. Adding them to your pillars, right? Under entertainment is very powerful, right? Also, choosing too many pillars. We're not gonna do that because we're not a hot mess. We're also not going to be too vague or broad when we are talking through our content pillars. We're not going to be hopping on trends that do not align with our brands, okay? And we're not gonna just forget and evolve, right? If you have to pivot, it is okay to pivot, to shift things around, to move things around, but at least give yourself some grace. The minimum that I want you testing things out is 3 weeks. I'm just gonna start saying 1 month. I do not want you, because I feel like 3 weeks is just like is still not enough. I want you testing things out at least for 30 days before you try to shift anything, okay? Not rotating your pillars consistently. Yay, 40K. I love it. You guys are on fire, right? We went over the burnt out working mom persona. We went over the empty nester. Come in, mama. 1 second. Let me just open up the door for Miss Ivy Bell. Oh, come. Come. Sit down. Sit down. Now that's that. Now that you guys crush a milestone. That's amazing. 1 second. So again, lastly, I'm sorry. We went over the working mom persona. We went over the empty nester persona, right? We went over the empty nester seeking freedom. We went over the 9-to-5 worker. We went over the realtor seeking financial freedom. We also went over the single mom, the stay-at-home mom, the Gen Xer, right? So I really hope, right, that these examples gave you clarity and also gave you confidence, right? Whether you're a mom, a caregiver, a 9-to-5er, or a dreamer, your message matters, right? Your message matters, right? To somebody out there. And your content pillars help you bring it to life in a way that connects people, right? That gets them to engage, right? That gets them to convert. But it all takes time, right? And I really hope that you guys found this live helpful. I did it from the heart. Again, if you missed part 1, go watch it in my YouTube channel. If you guys go in the link in my bio, you're going to see my Stan store, then you're going to see my IG links, and then you're going to see my YouTube channel. And one thing I am going to say that, right, if I am taking the time, right, to add my lives to my YouTube channel, if you are watching it, drop a heart, drop a comment, subscribe, because I want YouTube to see that, you know, I have people that love me, right? I have people that love me. I see a lot of people watch the live replays, but you guys don't even like the live. Do me that solid, right? Do me the solid and just like it, right? Thank you so much for the follow, right? So once again, I really hope you guys found this helpful. Remember, right? When you're clear on your content pillars, you start showing up with purpose, okay? You don't just create content, you create connection, credibility, and coins. Period, with a T at the end, because that is exactly what we want, right? To eventually start making money. One thing that I am very open about telling you guys is that I need you guys to learn how to mind your business. Learn how to mind your business. When you learn how to mind your business and just focus on serving, I promise you the magic will happen. But a lot of us are just too stuck in the I need to make the money. We all need to make money. We all started this because we wanted freedom. We all started this because we just want more time with our families. But you also need to take the time to serve, right? Build those connections, because that really matters. Now, for the next 7 minutes, I'm going to pause and see if anybody has any questions about anything I went over, or if you found it helpful, let me know as well. Let me know. Let's be intentional. And I honestly, guys, I am flabbergasted. Like, I cannot believe I reached the 40K. You know, we are almost at 45K. Thank you. Really appreciate it. Again, tomorrow is going to be more of a freestyle live, right? So tomorrow, what is tomorrow? Tomorrow is Thursday, right? I don't even know what day it is. Okay, so tomorrow, right, I'm gonna come live and we can either talk a little bit more about content pillars, but I feel that what I gave you guys yesterday and what I gave you today is already more than enough. So tomorrow, just bring in any questions for me. If you have a topic that you want me to talk about, right? Because I do at least 2 style teaching lives. I need you to drop them in the comments. Thank you so much. That was amazing content. Thank you so much. I know, I can't believe it. I told you guys that I was going to over deliver this week, because next week, I don't know how many days I'm going to be able to go live, because I'm going to be traveling next week. So I don't know how busy my week is going to look. Sky Digital Marketing Place, thank you so much for the follow. We are, Odalisa, at 46 right now. And I have 5 more minutes. Bring us with you on your travels. Let's go. Let's go. I am going to make sure that I create lots of content. I am also very excited because I am actually taking both my daughters with me. It's a girls trip and I'm taking both my daughters with me. So bringing them on this journey with me is going to be amazing. So yes, they're going to be my tripod and we're going to bring my I'm gonna just have them record content for me. Like, yeah, I'm going to Costa Rica, so I'm excited about that. So I'll be recording, I'll be posting in my stories, you know, all over the place, so that you guys can live the vacation with me. Once again, guys, so I delivered. Let me know, do you guys have any topic for next week that you guys want me to talk about? Let me just look at my list of topics. Thank you so much. So I have, I already have content pillars. So let me just check that off. We went over brand identity. We did that. Thank you so much, Pretty Paws, for my, rose. Let's see. Let me see if there's one that, cause I just, content pillars. Okay, let me just check that off because I already delivered that one. And I'm sure there's going to be another time where I'll probably again talk about content pillars, and that's fine. But I have patience in the digital marketing space. I have comparison syndrome, imposter syndrome. Is any of those topics that you guys want me to user 5EP? Thank you so much for the follow. Any of those topics that you have interest on? I also have MRR, an affiliate. Guys, I want to serve you based on what you want to hear from me. So you guys need to drop it. Or is there anything in the digital marketing space that you want me to go over? Like, you know what I mean? You know what I can do tomorrow? Because tomorrow is Freestyle Friday. It's Freestyle Thursday. I am going to actually pull up ChatGPT in my computer, and I am going to create the 30 days table, right? So that you guys understand what I meant, right? About having ChatGPT create the table for you, right? So I'm gonna have that ready, and I'll answer any questions that you guys have, but I'll also have that ready. Oh my God, I cannot believe this. They're almost there. You guys are amazing. I love you guys. Thank you so much. We are there. Thank you so much. 50K. Woo. Deserve, right? So once again, thank you so much, guys, for showing up for me. Thank you, Chris, for the goat. I promise you this morning, I woke up with a headache and I was like, how am I even going to deliver? But you guys just like were hyping me up the whole time. So I truly appreciate it. Truly appreciate it. Again, remember, tomorrow is going to be freestyle where I come out here and I answer any questions that you guys have. I'm gonna be on for 7 because again, I have to go in the office again. So come bring in the questions, and again, I'll have the content pillars table with ChatGPT. So once again, have a fantabulous day. Let me applaud you for tomorrow. And this live, I will add it to YouTube give me at least give me like 2 hours, and it's gonna be added to my YouTube channel. Okay, thank you. Bye everyone. Love you.